The scandal surrounding corrupt Labor politician Eddie Obeid has now crossed party lines to embroil key figures on the other side of politics, including a minister in Tony Abbott's government. Assistant Treasurer and Senator Arthur Sinodinos has found himself in the spotlight at Corruption Commission hearings in Sydney. John Howard's right-hand man for a decade, Sinodinos joined the board of Australian Water Holdings in 2008 and went on to be its chairman. The company is now accused of corruptly trying to win a government contract, with a potential windfall to Senator Sinodinos of up to $20 million. The senator maintains he didn't know the Obeid family owned a third of the company and denies any wrongdoing. The government is resisting calls for his resignation. Adam Harvey reports.
As Sydney sprawls north and its farms and market gardens are covered by bitumen and concrete, there are fortunes to be made. Not just from the houses under construction, but from the water and sewage pipes that must go in first. This buried infrastructure is worth millions to the companies vying for government contracts, like Australian Water Holdings and its well-connected cast of executives and investors from both sides of politics. There's corrupt ALP kingmaker Eddie Obeid.
You want to take some good shots? Then you'll go away?
Yep. And one of the most senior MPs in the country, the Coalition's Assistant Treasurer, Senator Arthur Sinodinos.
If I need any tutoring in how to appear before ICAC, I can ask Greg Combay or Senator Cameron.
He's been a key Liberal Party insider for 2 decades and was Chief of Staff to former Prime Minister John Howard.
He was absolutely crucial. Arthur brought a great stability to the office, a great policy focus, and on that basis John Howard was able to launch a really tight political operation which really kept control of his government and kept control of the political agenda.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Sinodinos has served as the party's New South Wales Treasurer and President.
In opposition, you have to maintain your shape, you have to have a critical mass.
He was rewarded for his time behind the scenes with a Senate seat and a spot in Tony Abbott's ministry as Assistant Treasurer.
I, Arthur Sinodinos, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of Australia.
But his climb through the party has taken a detour through the Independent Commission Against Corruption.
In an uncharacteristic display of bipartisanship, the events cross political party lines. It might even be said, readapting Shakespeare, that corruption acquaints a man with strange bedfellows.
Australian Water Holdings was a small company that paid very well. ICAC says that for about 100 hours of work each year as a director of Australian Water Holdings, Sinodinos was paid an annual fee of $200,000.
And Mr Sinodinos' commitments were not onerous. This might seem like a lot for a couple of weeks' work, especially when one considers that the chairman of Sydney Water, and that is a really huge business, the chairman of Sydney Water was paid just over $100,000 a year.
He was brought on board by his Liberal Party mate, political fundraiser Nick Di Girolamo.
You have the process that's going on. I respect the process, and that's what I've got to say. Thank you very much. Did you have taxpayers?
Di Girolamo arranged a substantial bonus for Sinodinos, 5% of the company and another 2.5% if it won a big government water contract, known as a public-private partnership, or PPP.
Based upon PricewaterhouseCoopers' valuation, if the PPP came through, Mr Sinodinos would have enjoyed a $10 million or $20 million payday.
It wasn't just Arthur Sinodinos who'd do well out of the deal. ICAC says another group of investors owned 30% of the company.
It'll become obvious that the Obeid family were the secret stakeholders in Australian Water Holdings.
The Obeids deny having any financial connection, but today the company's co-founder, John Rippon, told ICAC the Obeids paid him $2 million for a piece of the business.
I've got no comment.
And these documents tabled by ICAC appear to show an agreement by Nick Di Girolamo to sell shares to the Obeids for $3 million. This was at the precise time that Arthur Sinodinos was elevated from mere director to company chairman. He claims ignorance of the Obeid link.
Obviously, I was shocked and disappointed to learn that a company whose mission I believed in and was passionate about was financially linked to the Obeid family. I believe that should have been disclosed to me at the time. I had no reason to suspect any such involvement, but it should have been disclosed.
When the Obeid link was finally revealed last year, Senator Sinodinos renounced his rights to shares in the company worth around $3.75 million.
I find it really hard to understand how somebody like Arthur Sinodinos, who was a senior player in the Liberal Party, on his way to the Senate, could become a chair of a company and not find out who the key shareholders were. There were so many rumours around the Obeid family at the time that he became chair that he should have been completely alert to the risk that there was an Obeid connection to this company.
Also in ICAC's sights is former ALP power broker and Eddie Obeid's right-hand man, Joe Tripodi. He and former New South Wales Planning Minister Tony Kelly are accused of changing a crucial cabinet document from rejecting the Australian Water Holdings deal to supporting it. But alleged corruption in New South Wales Labor is old news, and it's the Liberals' Senator Sinodinos who's making the headlines. In Canberra today, the opposition was taking aim.
Should Arthur Sinodinos step aside while these ICAC hearings are taking place?
Yes, he should, and if he doesn't, Tony Abbott should require him to do that.
Does the Prime Minister retain full confidence in the Assistant Treasurer, Senator Sinodinos?
The short answer is yes. I want to stress to the House and to the Australian community that people should be in public life to serve our country and not themselves. Now, there are important matters being investigated by the New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption. In respect of Senator Sinodinos, the matters in question happened prior to his entering Parliament and becoming a minister.
He was sitting on a share deal that would have made him a multi-millionaire. But he didn't know anything about the company. He didn't know anything about what was going on in the company. This is simply not believable, and he should come in and make a statement and clear this up.
Senator, your time has expired.
The only statement I can make on this in this House is that there is a commission of inquiry underway. I will be attending as a witness and watch this space.
Adam Harvey reporting.